Welcome to the Behind Reality channel. In this video, I'll tell you about the mystery of cursed objects. Of all the things that go bump in the night, some of the most unsettling are not ghosts or creatures, but objects. They sit silently in our homes, in antique shops, or lie waiting in forgotten places, carrying a weight that is felt rather than seen. These are cursed objects, items imbued with a malevolent energy that can bring misery, misfortune, and terror into the lives of those who possess them. But how does an ordinary thing become a vessel for such darkness? The theories are as old as fear itself, and they point to two profound and disturbing possibilities. The first is the idea of energetic imprinting. This concept suggests that emotions, especially those of extreme intensity, can stain an object like psychic residue. Think of a locket worn during a violent crime, a mirror that reflected a lifetime of grief and despair, or a doll that was the focus of a child's profound hatred or fear. These items become sponges, absorbing the trauma, anger, and pain of their surroundings over time. They don't have a consciousness of their own, but they act like batteries, leaking that stored negativity back into the environment. The longer an object is steeped in sorrow or violence, the stronger and more autonomous this echo becomes. It can begin to influence moods, attract similar negative events, and create a pervasive sense of dread. The curse here is not a spoken spell, but a slow psychic pollution. The second, and far more terrifying idea, is that an object can become a portal. In this view, the item itself is not inherently evil at first. Instead, through specific rituals, tragic circumstances, or its own unique composition, it develops a crack in the veil between our world and others. These other realms might be dimensions of chaotic energy or spheres inhabited by non-human intelligences, often perceived as demonic or parasitic. The object becomes a doorway, an anchor, or a beacon for these entities. A spirit or force uses the item as a home, a source of sustenance, or a launch point for its influence. The curse is then an active, intelligent presence, not just a bad memory. It might have goals, a cruel personality, and a desire to interact, torment, and even possess the living. This is why some objects seem to have a predatory cunning, responding to their owners and escalating their activity over time. So, you find an intriguing item at a flea market, in an attic, or even on the side of the road. How can you tell if it's merely old and worn, or if it carries something truly sinister? There are signs, subtle and overt, that whisper a warning. Pay attention to your own body and emotions. A sudden, unexplained chill, a wave of nausea, dizziness, or an intense feeling of being watched when you are near the object are primal alarms. Notice the emotional atmosphere. Does the item seem to drain joy from a room? Do arguments, anxiety, or bouts of depression frequently occur in its presence? Do pets or children react strangely to it, refusing to go near it, staring at it, or acting agitated? Look for patterns of misfortune. After the object enters your life, do things start to go wrong in a rapid, cascading fashion? This goes beyond simple bad luck. It's a series of financial blows, sudden illnesses, broken relationships, or a string of accidents that feel connected. Listen for phenomena. Unexplained noises, such as knocks, whispers, or the sound of the object moving, are classic signs. Electronics may malfunction erratically near it. You might see shadows moving from the corner of your eye, or smell unusual, foul odors with no source. Perhaps most telling is the state of the object itself. Does it seem to move? You place it in one spot and find it in another. Does it feel unnaturally cold to the touch? Or do you experience disturbing dreams or visions when it is in your home? These are not coincidences. They are diagnostics of a deep spiritual malaise. While any object can theoretically become cursed, history and lore point to certain categories that seem particularly susceptible. Mirrors are the most famous. They are seen as windows to the soul and gateways to other realms. A cursed mirror might show reflections that are not your own, distort images, or be the focal point for shadowy figures. Dolls and figurines, with their humanoid shapes, are perfect vessels. They are often created to be companions, making them receptive to emotional energy or inviting entities to inhabit a convenient form. Jewelry, especially rings, lockets, and bracelets worn close to the skin, absorb the energy of the wearer. A cursed piece can feel like a shackle, binding misfortune to its owner. Furniture, particularly old beds, wardrobes, and chairs, Witness the most intimate moments of life and death. A bed that brings nightmares or a wardrobe that feels like a doorway are common tropes for a reason. Finally, books of occult knowledge, grimoires, or even personal diaries detailing dark practices can be cursed. The knowledge within can be dangerous, or the book itself can act as a talisman, summoning forces best left alone. Discovering you have a cursed object is a terrifying realization. The immediate question is, can the curse be broken? The answer is complex. Some curses, particularly those born of pure energetic imprinting, can be cleansed or dissipated. Others, tied to a portal or a powerful entity, may be nearly impossible to fully remove. The first and simplest step is to remove the object from your living space. Do not keep it to study or out of stubbornness. Place it in a garage, a shed, or storage. But be aware this may only lessen, not stop, its influence. For cleansing, many traditions turn to the pure elements. Salt is a universal purifier. Burying the object in a box of sea salt for a period of time is believed to draw out negativity. Smudging with sacred herbs like sage, cedar, or sweetgrass uses smoke to cleanse spiritual pollution. Visualizing a brilliant white light surrounding the object, pushing all darkness from it, is a technique of pure will. For items made of natural materials, running water from a stream or river can sometimes wash away attached energy. Fire is the most final and dangerous element. Burning the object can destroy the curse, but it can also release the energy violently or anger an attached entity. This should be an absolute last resort and approached with extreme caution, if at all. However, there are times when DIY methods are insufficient or even reckless. In some severe cases, the only solution is permanent, ritualistic containment, sealing the object in a specific way and hiding it where it can never be found again. To minimize your risk when encountering potential objects, practice mindful curiosity. If you feel a deep sense of unease about an item, walk away. Your intuition is your first and best defense. Before bringing any antique or strange find into your home, clean it physically and spiritually with salt or smoke as a precaution. Learn to ask simple, respectful questions in your mind when handling such items, paying attention to the feelings and impressions you receive. And finally, know when to let go. If an object, no matter how valuable or beautiful, begins to cause disturbance, do not become attached to it. Your peace and safety are worth infinitely more. The world of cursed objects is a dark reminder that matter and spirit are not always separate. Things can hold memories, emotions, and even intelligences that defy our understanding. They teach us to respect the unseen, to listen to our instincts, and to remember that sometimes the most dangerous history is not written in books, but is etched silently into the very things we touch. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and like this video.